Yeah, buddy. This is fun. You know, Dave, that I'm obsessed with the topic of UAPs and UFOs. And joining us on the phone right now, one of the more important people in America when it comes to this topic. He is part of MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, chief photo and video analyst for MUFON. Marc D'Antonio joins the show. Hey, Marc.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Excellent. Thank you for having me on. You know, this is a great conference coming up at the Danbury Library, and I can't wait to participate again.
Yeah, tell people about, first of all, how many years has this UFO UAP conference been going on at Danbury Library in Wisconsin?
Well, it was going on before I even got involved, so it's been going on for a number of years. I don't know the exact number of years, but it had to be at least 6 or 7 years so far.
And this, and I understand this is going to take place over 10 days, both in person and virtually, right?
That's correct. There's going to be some people that are going to come in via Zoom. Other people like me, I'll be there. My friend Al Santoriga, he's going to be there the same day as me. That's the 24th of October. And there's a lot going on, you know, and Aurelio, who's running this, and the folks at Danbury Library, they are doing such a bang-up job on this. It's fantastic. Before
we get into what you're going to be presenting, could you tell people about... I know what MUFON is, but can you tell folks who are not familiar with the organization what it's all about?
Oh, sure. MUFON stands for the Mutual UFO Network. It used to be called the Midwest UFO Network, and then became the Mutual UFO Network in later years. It's an organization. We have chapters in every single state and in many countries around the world. And each state has directors and so forth. And I work for the national group, so I'm there. You know, I work worldwide, basically, with all the UFO reports. And we collect UFO reports. We have hundreds of thousands of them. And it's incredible how these reports are categorized. We actually have a database, which is basically MUFON's bread and butter. It's a database full of all these cases. We have field investigators in each state. They take classes. I teach classes. Other people teach classes. And they become field investigators. And they can move up if they wish. But the people that are field investigators will actually go out into the field and do investigation at sites, interview people, take reports. And it's just incredible how much stuff comes in on a daily basis.
Marc, where are you based out of? You said you cover national. Are you based in Connecticut itself?
I am. I live in a small town of Terryville, Connecticut. Been to Danbury many times.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, we have people all, like I said, all over the world. And it doesn't. For instance, my day is like this. I'll wake up in the morning and go check my emails. I get emails from someone overseas. I have emails from someone in Illinois, California, Florida, and they're saying, "Can you help me with this case?" Okay, what case is it? And we have a case management system where people can go in and see the case, and they can actually look at parameters. Literally hundreds of parameters for each case that we capture. And there might be photo and video evidence, which is where I come in. You know, those perk up my ears, and I go in, you know, and I'm an astronomer. That's what I went to school for. So, you know, the night sky is my home, basically. So when I see things in the night sky, most times I can explain them away because we know what they are. But some people, they see ordinary objects captured in an extraordinary way, either by their cameras or their cell phones. So they don't necessarily know what they're looking at, and so that's where I come in. And, you know, we don't say things like, haha, that's a bird. And we say, well, here's what this looks like it could be. This could be a bird. Let me show you other instances where this happens and how this looks. So we kind of teach people along the way so they know what they're looking at, and it helps people understand a little better what the natural world looks like through the eyes of a camera.
Marc, I have to ask this question before I forget because it's been bugging me, and I said this to Dave and Ethan the other day. You know, we're in this disclosure period that enthusiasts like myself have waited so long for, where you have, you know, former government officials coming out talking about classified and declassified documents and programs, and there's clear evidence all around us that's being published in mainstream news every day. And for some reason, Americans seem to be desensitized or don't care, and it's blowing my mind. Why do you think that is?
I'll give you one word: Hollywood. Okay,
yeah.
most of the times people expect the alien disclosure is going to encompass aliens invading the planet, blowing up the Capitol building, or doing something crazy, destroying the Empire State Building or the White House. The way it works is, Hollywood has desensitized people because it's made people come to expect what aliens mean. And so when you see a movie like Alien, okay, you see these aliens want to come and eat our brains. You see Prometheus, and you see the engineers that created the human race, and then they're just going to wipe it out because it didn't suit their goals. You see movies like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is actually more true to life of what people have experienced. You see movies like, many of these other, when you watch Close Encounters at the end, you see J. Allen Hynek in this movie. He was the grandfather of ufology, if you will. So people have been desensitized by Hollywood and all the many science fiction shows about it. They've got people, they're saying things that might be true, which is that they're among us. They hear somehow they've taken on human form. And if you're an advanced species, there's no real reason why that can't be true. There's a lot of ways in which that could be accomplished. So, I think people will say to you, until it lands on the White House lawn, I'm not going to get excited about it.
I've kind of had that kind of mentality, a show me kind of mentality.
Yeah, Ethan's that way too. Let's just put a pause on things right there, Dave, just for a second, and we'll come back with our special guest, Marc D'Antonio from the Mutual UFO Network. Back in a few. We return for part 2 of our discussion with our very special guest, the chief photo and video analyst for MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network. We're speaking with Marc D'Antonio.
I got to ask you, Marc, with the advancement of camera resolution, and the abundance of home cameras and security cameras, has it made your job a little bit easier to bunk or debunk the videos that you receive every day?
Not necessarily, because coupled with that is the fact that AI has come along. Coupled with that is the fact that people in their basements can use Photoshop to make a hoax. Mm-hmm. And the hoaxing is getting better and better and better. Now, I will say this. So far, it hasn't gotten to the point where it can defeat us. Our photo analysis team at MUFON is really a crack team of people. And, we know exactly what we're looking at, and we can figure it out. And we do it by consensus. So there's like 6 of us or so, and we will examine a photo that comes in, and we will give our opinions, and then we'll reach a consensus. So it's really hard to, I don't want to say pull one over on us, but we've had it happen before. There's a lot of people out there that send these things up that hoax people, and there are telltale signs, there's giveaways, there's things they do that make it obvious that's what they're doing. And, as a guy that's taken every bad picture you could ever take with a camera, and as someone who knows how cameras work and the science of photography and astronomy, it's really, really difficult to look at a photo and not be critical of it. Some people just accept what they see. Oh, look, an alien in the picture. Well, actually, no. How do you know that's an alien? What's the lighting? What's the conditions? Where was this taken? When? Okay, who took the picture? And then you find out, oh, this person has a history of doing hoaxes. Or, oh, this is a film class. Okay, and they, as part of their project, they made this UFO video, which that actually happened.
Wow.
And it was called the Jerusalem UFO. It was this UFO that came down over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, and all of a sudden made a flash and disappeared. It was a film project by a film class.
You've seen him on CNN, the Discovery Channel, the History Channel, the Science Channel. His name is Marc D'Antonio. He's the chief photo and video analyst for the Mutual UFO Network, and he's part of this massive conference coming to WestCon, the Danbury Library, and he's presenting how UFOs travel from there to here. Dave, you had a question?
As a follow-up to what you were just answering, Marc, have you ever encountered something that has actually disturbed you?
We were filming. I was in a show as a cast member of this show called Alien Invasion Hudson Valley. And, I'm going into the science guy, so one of the things we had to do was go into a home that was that was rumored to be haunted here in Torrington, Connecticut, just north of you guys.
My hometown, sir.
Yeah, okay. And it was actually pretty interesting because I didn't believe it. I just said, well, this is probably baloney in my head. And as soon as I said that, I'm walking across the living room floor, and all of a sudden my body is frozen by my feet to the floor. Now, this is an ordinary house. There's a carpet. I know the people who own the house. And I couldn't move. And I started feeling tingling, riding up my legs, going all the way up to my body, up to when it got to my neck. I said, okay. In my head, I said, okay, I believe you. And it went away just like that, and I could move again.
This wouldn't happen to have been on South Main Street.
Was it Burr Pond? Was it a Burr Pond?
Well, what's funny is the house is near Burr Pond.
Wow.
And I had my first experience at Burr Pond as a child.
Wow. This is wild.
Yeah.
It's the Zach and Lou's barbecue. Mark.
Worlds are colliding.
Yeah, and I'm not kidding. I was taken to the pond by the school. It was a school trip. I got off the bus with my little bag lunch. We were going to see a pond that has been undisturbed. So we get there, and I remember getting off the bus, and the next thing I know, I'm getting on the bus, and I still have my bag lunch in my hand. And I said, when are we going to the pond? And the kids were just like, we've been there all day, you dummy. And they was like whacking me, you know how kids are. And I got home, and my mother said, why didn't you eat your lunch? And I said, I don't know. And I put it on the counter. I went out to play, and I started having seizures.
Oh.
And I was taken to the hospital. They didn't know what was wrong. It never happened again. Okay, so I lost the entire day. The whole day was gone. We were there as a school. We got there like 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever, 10:30. We left around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All that time was missing. To this day, I have no recollection of what happened during that time.
Wow.
And no one remembers seeing me. Yeah, it was just the strangest thing.
We're talking to Marc D'Antonio, the chief photo and video analyst for MUFON. It's killing me because we're pretty much out of time. I would love to have you back. I want to ask about the Rendlesham, I don't know how to pronounce, Rendlesham Forest incident, which is one of my favorite UFO stories. Robert Bigelow. I got all these questions for you, but we're out of time.
Hey, I'm right nearby.
You're in Terryville. We know where you are.
Yeah, we might be bothering you again between now and when the conference starts, okay?
They know where I live.
You can smell me from Terryville. I'm in Torrington.
Hey, Mark, this was fun. I didn't even have to write questions for this one. It's all up in my dome piece. Thanks.
Hey, it's all up in our dome pieces. That's like you say, exactly.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much,
Great
Mark.
to see you guys. Thank you so much.
You too.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Great.
This UFO conference, it's coming to the Danbury Library. There's more information in my article. Just go to the Danbury Library website if you want tickets or information.